The People's Court, today at 4:30.
Can I get you anything?
Huh?
I mean, like tea or coffee or anything? You look too relaxed to get it for yourself. Get the hell out of my chair.
Oh, sure, Wolfie. I'm sorry about that, but I've been doing some homework here this morning.
Oh, what, on the sports page?
No, honest. I've been digging up information on this Raven Whitney. You remember we was curious about her reason for wanting to get out of the country. I figured I'd find a clue by reading up on what happened to her.
Well, your brain is really clicking for a change. Can you find anything we can use?
Yeah, a couple of things, maybe. There was a lot of coverage on her husband a couple of months back, I can tell you that.
What do you mean, when he was killed in Switzerland? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, it seems this Whitney guy was suspected of knocking off a couple of people before he got killed himself.
Yeah, got it. She did it.
Who? Did what?
His wife, you dummy. This Raven dame. She shot her old man. The police are on to her, so she's trying to get out of the country. That's why she's coming here this morning and falling right into our laps. No wonder she was so nervous on the phone last night.
Yeah, maybe you're right.
Of course I'm right.
But look at this. Guess who used to work for the Whitneys? Our old friend, Gunther Wagner. Not only that, Gunther's girlfriend works there now.
What, Nora Fulton?
Uh-huh.
See, there's got to be some connection. This just keeps getting better and better and better.
Don't you look comfortable? If I didn't know better, Nora, I'd say you were the proper lady of the house.
There's just no end to your sarcasm, is there? What were you doing skulking around upstairs?
I was getting Mrs. Saxon's room ready for her.
Doesn't it bother you that that woman is moving back into this house?
Since she already lives here, Nora, I
So
don't...
what if she finds out that Raven Whitney is not in a sanitarium in Europe?
If you're so afraid, why don't you quit the job?
I thought about it, believe me.
No, you won't leave until you're sure there's a payoff, will you, Nora?
Whitney residence?
Was this Nora Fulton?
Yes.
This is Wolfie's travel agency, New York City. Listen, sweetheart, are you the one who sent this Raven Whitney here?
The Edge of Night is brought to you by new Formula Era, a new combination of powerful cleaners concentrated into 1/4 cup, and by Comet, the cleanser that disinfects as it cleans.
Boy, the garbage that gets dumped in my sink and those food stains, they're tough to clean. But you know what else is in there? Germs. So I don't just clean with any cleanser. I Cometize. That's the best kind of clean a sink can get, because Comet gets out tough, greasy food stains better than any leading cleanser. And look, it disinfects, too. If a cleanser doesn't do all that, it doesn't get a sink clean enough for me.
Comet with Chloranol cleans rings around other cleansers. It even gets out tough, greasy food stains they leave behind. And it kills most household germs. That's Cometized.
Comet cleans better and it disinfects, too. So why just clean your sink? Go all the way to Cometized.
Chocolate sauce, soaked in. Motor oil, seeped in. Collis oil, ground in. Unless you clean the dirts that go all the way through, your whole wash isn't clean. That's why we invented Era. Era has the power of cleaners for deep down dirt, for soaked in grease, for seeped in oil, for ground in collis oil. Penetrating cleaners concentrated to put more cleaning power on the stain. Watch Era clean all the way through these 3 layers of tough stains. Put a teaspoon of Era only on the top. Its power penetrates. Rub, run under warm water, And look, Era cleaned all the way through. And when you get the tough stains clean, your whole wash is clean. Era cleans all the way through.
Yes, I'm the person who gave Mrs. Whitney the name of your travel agency.
Yeah, well, how did you know about us?
Gunther mentioned it when he talked about his days in New York.
Yeah, that's what I figured. I'm sorry about Gunther, honey.
Yeah, so am I.
Now, about this Whitney thing, I just want to know if she was legit.
Yes, she's very anxious to book passage out of the country.
How come she's so anxious to get out? You got any idea?
No idea at all.
Oh, well, thanks, baby. It's good to know that I can confirm this deal. So long.
Goodbye.
Yes. It's Gavin?
Is Hector Wilson there?
Where else would he be? This is his uptown office. Just a minute, hang on, I'll get him. Hector? It doesn't surprise me, but there's a phone call for you. What does surprise me is that it's not from your brother. It's from a lady.
A lady? Hey, all right. This could be my lucky day. Yeah?
It's Nora.
Oh, yeah. What do you want?
I've got to get some information to Smiley. It's important.
What is it?
Raven Whitney has gotten all the way to New York. Smiley's got to know. Now, listen, I can't talk to you here. I'll come down there where we can talk without interruption.
Oh, okay. We'll see you soon then. Bye.
Well, welcome to Messy Manor.
Thanks, Gavin.
And it'll seem like a come down after the luxury of the Kavanaugh penthouse, but try to make yourself at home anyway. Look, Gavin, I wanted to tell you that I appreciated your coming to the funeral with me. I just really find it hard to face stuff like that all by myself, especially this time.
Yeah, I know what you mean, Gavin. I just hope that Derek can handle being alive right now.
Yeah, well, he's a tough guy. I just don't see how he's going to get through all this.
Why don't we change the subject?
Yeah, fine with me.
Place looks better than it did after the burglary.
Yeah, well, it has one advantage over your former domicile anyway.
What's that?
If you should decide to jump out of this window, you're liable not to get hurt.
The way you've been looking lately looks like you've been thinking about doing that.
Oh, the thought had crossed my mind.
Heart troubles?
Who told you that?
Well, you know how people talk, Calvin. I heard that you had a change of heart about Dee Dee.
Yeah, well, you heard wrong.
Sorry, I guess a good roommate should be deaf, dumb, and blind.
You know, I hate the term roommates. Why don't we call ourselves stallmates or something? It'd probably go better with the terrain. Anyway, it's true, you know.
What is?
That I have not had a change of heart about Dee Dee.
Well, that's fine, isn't it?
No, it's not fine. There are some circumstances that I haven't told Dee Dee about, which are making it impossible for me to ask Star for a divorce.
You haven't told Dee Dee the circumstances?
No.
Well, what the hell are you keeping it a mystery for? Do you think it's better that she guesses?
I don't know. I've been thinking about the same thing an awful lot lately. Maybe it's just time I did tell her, huh? Make yourself at home. I'll see you later.
Mr. Endicott? Oh, I'm sorry. Please don't get up. I hope I haven't kept you waiting.
Not at all. It's exactly 12:30.
Oh, this has not been a smooth morning.
Well, perhaps a drink would help. Waiter?
Yes, sir.
Mrs. Kavanaugh.
I think I'd like a glass of white wine, please.
And scotch for me, please, on the rocks.
Yes, sir.
It was kind of you to join me for lunch on such short notice.
Oh, I was happy to accept it. I've Been at a funeral service all morning, and a pleasurable lunch will be just the thing to raise my spirits.
Always distressing, isn't it?
Yes, and especially in this case, my friend was so young.
Oh, I am sorry. Was your sister with you?
No, unfortunately, Jody wasn't able to make it this morning because she was involved in contract negotiations for the children's show at WMON.
She's going to be very popular. I wonder if that's quite fair, though, is it?
What?
For one young lady to possess beauty, intelligence, talent, wrapped in a single package?
I know. There's no justice.
Indeed, there isn't. Ah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
I'm sure she's happy to have the portrait back, though, isn't she?
Oh, she is thrilled. She has become so attached to that painting. It's hanging right in the living room. It is amazing, the resemblance, don't you think?
Yes.
She has been staring at it so much that Miles and I are beginning to accuse her of vanity.
Oh, I imagine her obsession with it will pass.
Well, I don't know. She's a pretty tenacious young lady, Mr. Endicott. I know that she is determined to find out more about the painting, but frankly, I don't think she's going to let it out of her hands again.
Yes, the theft was most unfortunate, wasn't it? Still, there was a happy ending. Of course, if she is determined to know more about its history, I could ask one of my friends, an appraiser, to come to your home to look at it. I offer it only as a solution to Jody's curiosity.
Why, I think that's a fine idea. As a matter of fact, why don't you and Grace and your friend come to our house for dinner one night next week?
We'd like that very much. And if I may share a confidence, it will give me a splendid opportunity to do a little matchmaking. I have been trying to enlist Grace's interest in this young friend of mine as a potential husband.
Oh.
Now, how is that for being devious?
Oh, I think that's lovely. And Jody will be happy if there's any way she can find out more about her painting.
Well, we'll definitely arrange it.
You know, there is another avenue I've been thinking of exploring.
Oh?
You know the woman who found the painting, Mrs. Ingersoll?
Didn't you say she knew nothing about it?
Well, yes, that's what she told us, but she knew Jody's mother. In fact, she was her closest friend, and it just seems to me that at some point or other, Mrs. Travis must have mentioned something to her.
Yes, that seems logical.
And I was just thinking that if we could spend some time with her, I have no doubt that we would find out so much more about Mrs. Travis's life than we know now.
Cats are waiting to tear into great taste. So tear into a pouch of tender victuals.
Fresh.
And watch them tear in.
Fresh.
Cats can tear into great taste.
Fresh.
At every meal with Tender Victuals brand cat food. Because the moist, tender taste sealed fresh inside every pouch is just what cats love. So don't keep your cat waiting for great taste. Just tear into Tender Victuals and watch him tear in. Tear into great taste with Tender Victuals.
Fresh.
When the sun sets your skin on fire, soothe that sunburn with Noxema. It cools sunburned skin, reduces skin temperature on contact to relieve pain instantly. And greaseless Noxema can stretch your tan, too. It moisturizes skin so your tan looks better longer. To soothe a burn, to stretch a tan, get greaseless medicated Noxema, the good skin cream.
You look surprised to see me.
Well, I shouldn't be. Life is full of surprises lately, isn't it?
Yes, it is, and I think I may have one or two more for you.
Like a coffee or something?
No, nothing, thanks.
You saw Hazel Weston last night, I take it?
Yes, I did.
And?
Well, she's divorced. She lives alone. She's very unhappy. And looks it, too. She's got an extraordinary amount of dislike for Valerie Bryson. I don't know, maybe it's just feminine competition or something.
How does she react to seeing you?
Well, she was shocked at first. I had to tell her that I was my own twin brother to get her to listen to me.
Well, what did she have to say about Jefferson Brown?
There, I think I touched a nerve. She tried to convince me of something that I didn't believe, although I didn't tell her that. She suggested that Jeff was secretly dating Valerie Bryson at the same time that I was.
Why would she say something like that?
I don't know. Make me feel badly about Valerie, I guess.
You don't suppose there's a possibility she did date him, do you?
Well, it's possible, I suppose, but no. No, I mean, even though I did not spend every minute of every day with her, I know that she wasn't interested in Jeff. She would have told me.
You never know about women, Sky. Excuse me. Whitney residence? Oh, yes, Mrs. Saxon. I see. One moment, please, if you would. She wants to give me some information. I'm going to take it in the other room.
Raven Whitney. What are you like, I wonder? Determined, self-willed, selfish. That's what I see in the portrait. I wonder if we'll ever meet. You know, the man you loved looked just like me. I wonder if you'll like me for that or hate me. And what will I think of you? You are beautiful, Raven.
My mom always says...
A penny saved is a penny earned.
I save with this.
Waste not, want not. Dawn handles more grease for the money.
Are you sure?
Am I your mother? Look, I've washed greasy dishes in an average bargain liquid, and Dawn. See, Dawn handles more grease for the money. Keeps grease away from dishes.
With Dawn, dishes look great. My hands don't feel greasy.
They'd look better with a wedding ring.
Next time, call.
Dawn, handle more grease for your money. Some people like my pies burning to my singing.
Oh, but honey, I like your singing, too.
Oh, go on. My family does love pie. But you have to make a pie right before it turns out good. That's why I use Crisco. Look how flaky Crisco gets my pie crust. Tastes better than cold watermelon on a hot day.
Well, how about some seconds?
You haven't finished first yet.
Well, I'm working on it.
All vegetable, no cholesterol, Crisco.
Crisco will do you proud every time.
Well, now.
Betsy smells funny.
That's baby smells. Smelly formula, sticky baby food.
Diapers.
That's ammonia. Baby laundry is a special problem. So instead of regular detergent, I use Dreft with enriched borax. It's specially made for baby laundry.
There's borax in grain after grain of Dreft. Dreft gets tough baby laundry clean and clean smelling.
Now she smells good.
Dreft cleans baby smells out of baby laundry.
Ah, hi. Well, now, haven't seen you in here since Smiley went out of town.
Guess not.
Can I get you anything?
No, I just want to talk to Mr. Wilson.
Oh, I get it. You don't want to be interrupted, is that right?
If at all possible, yes.
Well, I think that can be arranged, Miss... You, Hector, I'm going to have to start charging you rent on this booth.
Yeah, what are you talking about, Sid? You know I already got a lease on this thing.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, you don't need to be rude to Sid, Nora. She's a nice lady.
I hadn't noticed.
All right, what's this information you got from New York? Who, what? Talk.
Who is a guy named Wolfie Thorne. What is the fact that he runs a travel agency? Polite word for it. He gets people out of the country.
Yeah, so?
Well, it was all part of the plan that I set to get Raven out of town. But things are a little messy. And I've got to talk to Smiley.
Why do you think I've taken up a residence here? I'm waiting for him to call me now.
Look, Hector, the point is she has slipped past your clever brother. She's going through with the plans to leave the country. She'll be at the travel agency today, out of the country in 24 hours with the $20 million. Now, where is your brother?
The big problem, Nora, is that I don't know where he is.
If anyone knows, you should.
Yeah, you'd think so, wouldn't you? But I don't. I can't reach him. I don't know. The only transportation he had was that phony taxi and the motorcycle. First, Raven took the taxi, and then she ran over the motorcycle with it.
Oh, great. What's he gonna do now?
Damned if I know. I don't even know if he has enough money for a bus ticket. I have a hunch that he's probably on the highway somewhere trying to hitchhike his way back here. I don't know. This whole thing has turned into a Marx Brothers comedy.
You know what this means, don't you? It's all over, finished. The end of $20 million.
Well, maybe.
Forget maybe. We painted ourselves in a corner. She's gonna buy her passage out of the country, thinking she's still a fugitive, and all of this will have been for nothing.
Did you have to arrange her escape so literally? I mean, couldn't you have given her a phony name or something?
She's not dim-witted, you know. I had to make it seem real from the beginning.
Yeah, well, we're gonna have to pull something out of the hat, and fast. I may have to do something about it myself. Oh, look out, the cops. Hey, Calvin, how you doing?
Pretty good. How are you guys?
Ah, couldn't be better.
Well, hello, lady.
Hello, Calvin.
You should have ordered something.
I really wasn't very hungry.
Yeah, I guess I'm not either. You look, swell.
Thank you.
It was nice of you to break your promise not to see me anymore.
I wasn't being nice. I was just curious. You promised that you would explain to me why you decided not to send that let's part friends letter to your wife, and I wanted to know.
Dee Dee, I wanted to tell you a long time ago. It just was impossible for me.
Why?
I don't know, some confused feeling of mixed loyalty, something, I don't know.
So why did you change your mind and decide to tell me now?
I got some, nice advice from a good friend.
Well?
Dee Dee, I do love you. Want to spend time with you. Would ask you to marry me if I were free.
Calvin, you could have been free. You could be free right this very minute if you would send that letter to Star. Doesn't that follow, or am I missing something?
Dee Dee, Star is pregnant.
When did she tell you?
She didn't. I had to find out from, Samantha Pike, her understudy. She says she went to the doctor with Star in New York.
I don't understand, Calvin. Why didn't Star tell you herself?
Apparently, she doesn't want me to know. I guess she thinks I'm gonna come to New York and insist that she leave that show of hers. You know how she is. She's stage-struck. She doesn't want to leave. Somebody would have to force her to get out.
I don't blame her. I could certainly understand a woman being committed to a career. And it would be very difficult for her to leave right now while she's in a big hit and having such a big personal success.
Exactly.
So, where does that leave us?
I don't have an answer to that question. I just know I can't write Star and ask her for a divorce when she's going to have a baby. So that was my reason.
Reason, Calvin? Or alibi?
Because everybody's hair is different.
Different.
Silkience, a conditioner that goes only where your hair needs it. Look, the light colors show how Silkience goes only where Brenda's hair needs it. But Kay's Perm thirsts for Silkience all over. And Kyoto needs it only on the ends. Silkience, what you don't need rinses clean away. Silkience, the science of silkening your hair.
And that's not greasy kid stuff.
Bonjour, mon petit chou.
Ah, bonjour, mon chéri. Le raisin bran de kilo?
Ah, le raisin bran, merci.
2 scoops de raisin sec.
Oui, 2 scoops.
Kellogg's Raisin Bran. 2 scoops of plump, juicy raisins in every package.
Magnifique.
We're going to be great in France.
Yeah, but what about Spain?
Kellogg's will help you say,
2 scoops.
it's gonna be a great day.
On General Hospital,
I love you.
Joe and Heather.
I love you too. How do you feel about a summer wedding?
Whatever you want.
Right now, I want you.
General Hospital, weekdays.
Wow, this is some dame, Miss Raven Whitney.
In more ways than one. Young and beautiful, and 3 husbands. Also, she has a kid somewhere.
Is there? That's too bad. I hate to cheat the kid out of all that bread, but finders keepers.
There is nothing but money in this Whitney family, Wolfie.
Yeah, I know. I'm reading. Wait, I'm reading. This dame must be, she must be loaded. It says here her husband had a fortune in excess of $200 million. Now, see, this is impressive.
You can say that again.
And if she's dying to get out of the country, that means she's got a big, fat load with her. See, we're in the big time, sweetheart.
Yeah, but we gotta be careful.
Hey, ain't I always?
I'm thinking about that last guy. The fat guy from Wisconsin. That got a little hairy, remember?
Yeah, well, the fish had a picnic with the fat man. They're just gonna love a dish like Raven Whitney, too.
Enjoy your flight, miss.
Oh, thank you very much. Have a nice day.
And you? Well, and what's the destination today, officer?
New York City, please.
A side of you wants a soap to clean your skin, but clean can mean dry. The other side of you wants a soap to soften your skin, but soft can leave you feeling greasy. That's why we made Tone a balance bar. Balance to bring clean and soft together. How can Tone clean without drying, soften without a greasy feeling? With our unique cocoa butter formula with added glycerin. Balance Tone. Balance to bring clean and soft together.
Dixie makes summertime easy. Dixie plates, cups, and bowls match up to make a pretty table that invites everyone to dig in and enjoy themselves. And just when you really need it, our most popular 9-inch plates are now 50% stronger. 50% stronger, that's strong. Plus, the plastic coating on Dixie plates means food won't soak through, even second helpings.
Dixie helps you do more
For the people you care for.
Tonight, Ralph has to come up with some fast answers when a deadly plague is unleashed on the world on the greatest American hero, followed by the story of an American injustice. What was supposed to be one night in jail turns into a month-long nightmare. It wasn't supposed to happen this way, but it did. Jane Alexander and Martin Sheen, In the Custody of Strangers, an ABC movie special.
2 yards.